Hey beautiful women, how are you? Sorry I'm a couple of minutes late. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Let me shut this down. If you are watching the replay, let me know where you're tuning in from. Pop replay down below. I love to know who's tuning in and where you're from. I haven't been in here for a while doing a live, and I've been doing lots of live trainings in my aligned abundance, which I've just been loving so much because I've discovered I love doing live trainings. I love teaching. Who knew, right? Like honestly, 18 months ago, I hated doing live trainings. I hated doing lives, and now I love it. I love it. You know what's interesting? Often the things that we are afraid of the most are our greatest superpowers, right? So look at what you're afraid of. Often what you're afraid of will become your biggest superpower, right? Because it's what you need to overcome. It's really unlocking something in you. Anyway, that's a complete side note. That's not what I'm here to talk about today. Say hi as you're jumping on. So excited to talk to you today. So today we're going to talk about marketing and talking to your ideal client. So I did a little poll to see what you were most interested in, and I'm definitely going to come at it from another angle that you probably haven't heard of before. So the reason I did a little poll the other day and I asked, what did you want to hear about? And the reason is because when people, hey Lynn, when people come into the group, yes. Ho, 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 it's Christmas, right? So ho, ho, ho is appropriate. When you come into the group, I sort of ask what are your biggest challenges? And so many women have been saying that marketing and speaking to their ideal clients was something that they felt was their biggest challenge. So I wanted to talk about that today, but I'm going to talk about it in a way that you probably haven't heard before, right? So if you're focused on what's the right marketing? How do I need to market myself? What are the things to do? The focus is all wrong, right? I get that you need to market your business, but when you're so focused on how do I market correctly, how do I market to convince people to buy from me, how do I market to get clients, you're coming from it the wrong way, right? Because here's what happens when you are trying to build a business, and I know because this was me and this is so many of my clients, right? We focus on things outside of ourselves. We're looking outside of ourselves and we're looking at, okay, what is everyone else doing? How am I going to build my business? How do I need to market myself? And a lot of women tell me they hate marketing, right? They hate marketing. And which is never the case really. It's usually a fear behind the things that they feel they will have to do to market themselves, right? That's normally what they're afraid of. It's not that they hate marketing because of what they believe that means. So let's just talk about what that means, right? So often when you start a business, you are looking outside of you, you're looking at others, you're comparing yourself to others, and you're going, what do I need to do to market myself? How do I get clients? How do I build my business? What do I need to do to market, right? So I totally get that that's part of it. That is a part of in any sort of business, right? If people don't know about you, you're not going to make any money, right? So people need to know about you for sure. But what happens is when you come into business and you start to look at how am I going to market yourself, you look to others and you're like, hang on. So that person over there, they're doing webinars and they've got funnels and they've got an email list and they're doing Facebook ads and they're doing lots of live trainings and they're doing Insta stories and they've got YouTube and And there are so many things, it can make us feel overwhelmed, right? It feels like we need to do so much to market ourselves. People are telling us, all the gurus, a lot of the business coaches are telling you, this is the way you need to do it. If you want to have success, you need to do it my way. This is how you need to do it, right? And so let me know if you know what I'm talking about. You feel so overwhelmed, especially if you're at the start of your business, you can feel very overwhelmed because I'm not sure how to market myself. And like I said, you'll spend a lot of time often looking at what others are doing and trying to follow in their footsteps, right? And I did this. I know this because I did this. So after I studied, when I did my NLP and a timeline therapy training, I then signed up for a high-end program that was going to teach me how to sell high-end offers. And then it went into funnels and doing all these tripwires, and it was hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Can't tell you how many hours of trainings. It was exhausting. I'd open a training, like one module would have 6 trainings and they'd be like 2 hours long each. And I was like, fuck me, when am I going to find time to watch all this shit? And then there was these massive worksheets, and I spent so much time just watching these trainings and doing these worksheets to try and work out what I was going to do. I didn't actually do anything, right? Like I just spent all this time trying to work out what I was going to do. And so I did this, and it was like, that was all about funnels, and it was all about doing lead magnets and tripwires and all that stuff, and how you had to present yourself and how you had to package your offer, right? That was one thing. And then I found that all too overwhelming, and I gave up on that. And then I signed up for these other free things, and someone else was teaching how to launch something in, a 5-day free course. So like I did that. And then I tried all these things, right? I tried all these methods of how to market myself that other people were teaching. Then earlier this year, I signed up for another course, and that was all about organic marketing. And that person was teaching how to, here's how you need to post. These are the sort of posts you need to write. This is how you need to do it. And then here's the script to when people comment on your post to go into Messenger and actually message all those people, right? This is a script. This is the formula. And then you're going to get them on a sales call. And here's the thing, right? None of it felt good to me. None of it felt good to me, right? None of it did. Like it was like I've got to do it in this certain way. I felt icky around that. I don't want to do it like that. I felt weird about sort of posting certain things. Certainly the messenger scripts, I was like, that's not me. That's not how I would talk. That's not how I would approach things. Even with all the funnels and the tripwires and stuff, it's like, I've just started my coaching business. Like I just am starting a business page. I don't know how to do all that stuff. didn't want to put all my energy into that. So what I want you to get, right, from all of this and from what you're probably might be going through is you don't need to do any of that stuff. Right? You don't need to do any of that stuff. And what I mean is do webinars or funnels or tripwires or Facebook ads or doing lives or YouTube or Instagram, whatever. Do they work? Yes, they all work, right? They all work for some people and they don't work for others, right? So this is what I want you to get. How you market your business is up to you, right? And you have the guidance system that will show you the right path. So what I mean by that is that the first place to start, when you want to work out what marketing feels good to me, what marketing is going to work, the place to start from is to getting really, really aligned with what you're calling in, right? To feel really, really good about, I want to sign 3 clients this month, feel really, really amazing about that. And then follow the pulls and trust your intuition, which will give you your ideas, right? So here's the thing. It's about doing what feels good to you, doing what you feel called to do, right? So if you love writing, then write more posts, write emails, write a blog, whatever. If you love writing and you feel called to write, do that. I've got another client who doesn't really like writing, but she likes talking on video. So she does more video trainings and then she cuts them up into little snippets for Insta stories, right? So you get to do your business your way. There is not one way that is the magic way to market and promote your business. Because here's the thing, it's all energy. It's all your energy. So if you are doing any action from a place of, oh, this feels a bit icky, I hate doing this, this is draining, then your energy is literally repelling clients, right? So that's why I'm saying all of the things work and all of them don't work, because it's not the action that is getting the results. It's your energy behind it. Now, yes, there is some action to take for sure. You've got to show up and you've got to be out there. You've got to do something, otherwise no one will ever know about you, right? For sure. But you get to do what you feel called to do, and you get to do what feels good to you. So if you were to create consistent 10K months just by doing Facebook posts or Insta posts, you can, right? You can. Hey, Yvonne, you get to choose how things go for you, right? You get to choose how things go for you. So it's never about what's the right marketing strategy. It's about aligning with your business, feeling amazing about your business. And what I mean by aligning with it is like whatever you're trying to call in, right? Get all of your energy behind that. Be disproving anything that is stopping you from it, and then doing what you feel called to do. Now, doing what you feel called to do is not always what's easy, right? It's not always what's easy. So if you feel really amazing about calling clients about your business and you just get this download, go and do some lives or start a YouTube channel, and you think, oh, hell no, I don't want to do that. that is your ego or your lower self. That's your resistance blocking it, right? So the intuition you get, what you're feeling called to do, is what you need to act on. They are the things for you, right? They are the things for you. So it's about you finding what you feel called to do. Does that make sense? So over time, I've just allowed myself to be led. And so I like writing posts, right? I like writing posts. That's something that feels good to me. I feel called to do that. I just kind of have a little download and I share whatever. I like doing live trainings. So I used to do a lot more live trainings in this group, but now I'm running courses. I'm doing a lot more live trainings there. There's live trainings. If you're in this group, go into the topics at the top and there's little masterclasses there and you can go back and watch other trainings. So there are plenty of trainings there. I got called to do a YouTube channel. So excited about it. Yeah, I love it. So, well, that's awesome. But Yvonne, so you're saying, feeling like it's distracting me from enrolling clients. But hang on, if you're feeling called to do YouTube because you love doing videos, right? Then that is the way you will call in clients, right? Now, when you say it's distracting you, what are you making a YouTube channel mean? How much time are you telling yourself it needs to take up, right? Because that can be part of your resistance to release. Like if you think starting a YouTube channel is a full-time job, change that belief, right? Change that belief. Allow it to be easy. So I have a client that, you know, she just does a podcast once a month because she was saying it takes her 2 hours after she's recorded it. It takes her 2 hours to like edit it and upload it. Yesterday, I can't promise what it's like, but yesterday I recorded and uploaded a podcast within half an hour. No shit, like 35 minutes. Like recorded it, put on the little intro, outro, uploaded it, right? Did the show notes, uploaded it. It does, because when I started my podcast, I decided, like, people are like, oh yeah, it's great, but it takes a lot of time. I'm like, I feel called to do a podcast and I am not open to it taking a lot of time. I'm not open to it being hard. I am going to make it easy, right? I feel like, you know, I've got something to share. And so me sharing it, even if it's not always perfect, even if I go and and stutter and lose my train of thought, I feel like that's still better than not doing it. So that's what my podcast is like. Sometimes I stumble over my words. It's recorded live and I don't really edit it unless something like major happens in the middle and I sneeze or have a coughing fit or something that I might edit out. But apart from that, it's unfiltered, it's uploaded as I record it, right? And so I decided that gets to be easy. So Yvonne, you can decide that YouTube can be easy too. You love doing live trainings. I mean, I upload my trainings from here to my YouTube, right? I don't really promote my YouTube channel, but I upload the trainings from here. So you get to decide how things go for you. Stop letting other people dictate what feels good to you. And so what I'm saying is when you align with your business and you know that you're the match to what you desire, you just allow yourself to be pulled to whatever feels good to you, right? Like, don't let anyone tell you there is no right way to do anything. Don't let anyone tell you that you need to be DMing 100 people a day or, you know, like doing all these cold outreaches. You don't need to do anything that doesn't feel good to you. Now, if messaging people feels good to you and you like forming connections, great, do that. But don't do anything that doesn't feel aligned for you. So where all your power lies is doing the things you feel pulled to do. So like I said, I love writing posts. I love doing some live trainings. I love doing a podcast. And I love writing. So I love writing articles. And it's interesting that I'm getting, because I love it and because I'm aligned to my business expanding, I'm getting some more media opportunities coming my way now, right? Because I'm aligned to doing that sort of work. So the other things that I love, I don't spend a lot of time on Instagram. I have emails, but it's sporadic. It's not like I follow a strict routine. It's not like I have a list of to-dos that I have to do. I do what I feel called to do. And you can do what you feel called to do too, right? When you follow it, when you follow your inspiration and what you're being called to do, that is the right thing for you. If you really feel called, if you're feeling amazing about your business and you feel called to do YouTube, right? Like, so there is not one way. So that's what I really want you to get out of this. So if you came here thinking that I was going to give you like the magic marketing strategy, there isn't one. It's doing aligning with your business. And by that I mean feeling amazing about your desires coming to you, that is step one, right? That is step one. And then trusting the pulls and the intuition. That is how you market your business. And so I was just in our Aligned Abundance training we were just doing, one of the women, English isn't her first language, and so she's a little bit afraid of showing up and speaking on video, right? I said to her, people remember how you made them feel, not what you said, because everything is energy. It's not the action that you take, it's the energy behind it, right? So I really want you to get that. It's not the action you take, which is why there is no one magic strategy that is going to blow up your business. What is going to blow up your business is being aligned, feeling excited about your business expanding, and doing things that feel good, because people can feel your energy, right? Do you get that? Does that make sense? Like, people feel your energy. So it doesn't matter what action you take. It's all the energy behind it, right? It's all the energy behind it. And you're going to get your energy behind the things that you love doing. If you're sending 10 DMs a day to random strangers and you hate it, which is what I used to do in my network marketing business, and it's just draining and it's exhausting and it's like hard work, what do you think the energy is behind that? People feel your energy, right? We are all energetically connected. A little like random, so the thing is, the more you just tap into this, the more you follow your alignment, the more you trust what you're called to do, the more and more synchronicities show up. And I just want to share a little synchronicity that happened the other day that I just loved. So I live in a terrace house, right? So that is the extent, that's the width of my house. That is the other side of the wall. It's only 3.8 meters wide because it's a narrow terrace house, right? And so my neighbor is having a lot of renovations done at her house. And I was going to record a podcast on Tuesday afternoon, and this drilling and banging started. And I'm like, oh my God, because I was going to record my podcast. And I sent her a message and said, hey, just about to start recording a podcast. Is that drilling going to be going on for long? She's like, oh yeah, sorry, I'm replacing the deck on the balcony. I'm like, ugh. Anyway, then she sends me a message and she says to me, Susan, are you Susan Francis, the life coach? And I'm like, yeah. I mean, mindset, manifestation, and business is more my thing, but yeah. And she said to me that her mum who lives in Brisbane had been looking for a coach and came across me and sent my neighbor the link to my website. Just like, oh God, that girl looks familiar. But when my neighbor probably sees me, I'm probably like, no makeup, hair pulled up. She didn't connect the dots. But like, so what I want you to get is that we are all energetically connected. My neighbor had been saying to her mum, you should get a coach. Like, some things that happened in her life, and she was wanting to completely kind of redesign her life. And so my neighbor had been saying to her mum, you should get a coach. And me being here, open to receiving more clients, wanting to help women expand, her mum goes and finds, I don't even know how she found me, somewhere searching online, she found me. I mean, the synchronicities are crazy. When you're aligned with calling things in, when you align your energy, synchronicities just happen, and it's so magical, right? It's so magical. And it's so cool when these little things happen, but it's you following what you feel called to do, right? It's just the little things, the little ideas that come to you. Your business does not need to make sense to anyone, even you, right? It doesn't need to make sense to anyone else. In fact, it shouldn't. If you're actually following your intuitive guidance, it won't make sense. Someone will look at it and be like, so you're doing posts and you're doing this, like what, what's your strategy? What's your marketing strategy? Forget the strategy. Tune into the guidance, tune into what you're feeling pulled to do. That is the right thing for you. That is always the right thing for you, right? And the other thing is, that I wanted to talk about is speaking to your ideal client, right? Because that's one of the other things that a lot of women that have been coming into this group have been saying they're challenged around. So speaking to your ideal client. And again, I've got a completely different take on this, and probably a lot of business coaches that you come across, right? So here's what most people do. What's my niche, right? What's this person's problem, and how do I solve the problem? So what are all the characteristics about my niche, my ideal client? Okay, it's Jenny, she's 35, she's got 2 kids, she's struggling with this, she's struggling with that, these are the things she's into, blah, blah, blah. And you kind of create this persona or this ideal client. And then what happens is Jenny's got this problem, and you're trying to create content that speaks to Jenny, right? Or whoever your ideal person is, that tries to speak to her. So what's happening is that when you approach things from that place, is that you are trying to retrofit yourself to fulfill Jenny's needs. Does that make sense? You're trying to filter what you want to say to make it, to convince Jenny that you can help her. So often when people try and speak to their ideal clients, their focus is on how can I convince this person, ideal client, that I'm the right person for them, that my program, my business is going to help them, right? How can I convince them? Forget all that. Forget all of that. This is how to speak to your ideal client. Decide who the fuck you are. Connect to your truth and what you want to share with the world, right? Decide what you want to share with the world. Decide who you would love to help, right? Decide who you would love to help and how you would love to help them. And then speak your truth from there. Allow whatever flows through to flow through. Speak your truth. Show up authentically as you. Stop trying to filter yourself in case Jenny doesn't like it. You know, one of my clients a little while ago was putting together her some content for her program, and you know, she was going to help her clients get clarity on what they wanted to do. And so one of the things that she'd put together was this, like, you know, for clients to identify, or when she talked about her clients, she was like, they're enough of this shit moment, right? So she was like, you know, the clients that I'm talking to, you know, they have this, they're enough of this shit moment. And that's what that was the language that came through for her, right? And she was like, oh, but I don't want to say the word shit. I'm like, why not? She's like, well, because some people might not like it if I swear. And I'm like, those are not your people. Those are not your people. The people that don't get how you are not your people, right? So I had someone a little while ago message me and say she didn't like me swearing, and I make no apology for my swearing, right? I don't. When I get a bit fired up, I mean, I swear a little bit. I don't know. I think most adults do. All the adults in my circle do. I speak when I get fired up. I speak, I swear when I get fired up, when I get passionate about something. I'm not going to filter that. I don't have a problem with people swearing, and my people that are aligned with me don't have a problem with me swearing, right? So if people don't like me swearing, they are not my people. I am not going to filter myself. It's not that swearing is that important to me, but what's important to me is being able to show up unfiltered, saying whatever the hell I want, right? Because that is how you speak to your ideal client, right? That is how you speak to your ideal client. You speak what is true for you, and that will resonate with your ideal person. If you're worried that your messaging isn't landing, it's because you are not connected enough with your own worth and value, right? When you know what you have to offer is amazing and you just show the fuck up regardless and say what you want to say, you will talk to the right person. And your content should be polarizing, right? Your content should be polarizing. Some people should read it and go, what the hell is that chick on about? But someone else is going to read it or look at it or find you and go, oh my God, she's speaking to me. I get her. Those are your people. So stop trying to convince your ideal client and instead magnetize them to you, right? Because when you are we are all magnetic. We are all magnetic, right? All day, every day, we are magnetic. We live in this energetic universe. Everything is energy. So when you are showing up with, how do I convince, what do I say to make that person like me and get me? Then what you're showing up in the energy of who I am isn't enough, and how do I convince them, right? Whereas instead, when you just show up in all of your power and you go, this is what feels true to me, I'm just going to speak this because I feel passionate about this and this is what I want to share, the women or men, whoever, who are aligned to that will be drawn to you. Do you get the difference? Like, you become magnetic. And there's no more convincing. It's just attracting. Hang on, I just want to see what Yvonne says. I want to help mums and I swear in my daily life. Is it wrong of me to hold myself back from swearing in case their kids are around? So one of my clients was listening to one of my trainings in the car on speaker with her children and I used the F-bomb, and she then just kindly explained to her children that sometimes adults swear and that there is an appropriate place for it. You get to show up how you feel called to show up, right? Always, all day, every day, you get to show up how you feel called to show up. You do not need to filter yourself. I'm a mum, I fucking swear, right? No, I'm just using it a bit excessively, but I'm a mum, I swear. So, okay, would it be, you know, would I like my child to hear someone swearing? No, I don't want her. She's 5. I don't really want her starting to swear at 5. I feel like it's, and there are definitely certain places, like, you know, there are definitely certain places when you're in certain situations where it may not be appropriate. But in your business, you get to show up as you, right? As you, unfiltered you. And the moment you start filtering parts of you, you're shrinking away from who you truly are, right? And the swearing's sort of irrelevant, but my point is that anything that you do, anytime you tell yourself, me being completely me isn't enough, you are cutting off a piece of you and your authenticity, right? So I hope that makes sense. Like, it's fine to speak to mums and it's fine to swear if you want to swear, or say whatever else you want. Like, you know, you might have a lot of, I don't know, you know, you might have a lot of Christian friends and family, and then you might want to show up and share another point of view it's not Christian, it doesn't relate to that, and you might be worried about not sharing that in case it offends someone. You need to be you, right? You need to be you. When you are fully being you and speaking your truth, you will be magnetic to your people, right? You will be magnetic to your people. So stop worrying about how do I speak to my ideal client, and just connect back to who am I that makes me worthy? What powerful message do I have to share with the world? And just show up however you feel called to show up. Because what's happening is, if you're worried about speaking to your ideal client, then there's a part of you that's telling yourself that you are not enough and that you need to create a persona to speak to this person, but you don't. You being you is enough. You showing up how you feel called to show up is always enough. So that means when you speak how you would normally speak. Stop filtering yourself. Stop trying to be someone else or filter yourself to try and please someone else. Just be you. Your soul aligned clients will get you, right? Yes, you will repel some people, but that's okay, because they're not your people. It doesn't, like, there are billions of people on this planet, and the idea that I don't want to offend anyone is just riddled with lack and scarcity, right? That's not the energy that magnetizes. So I'm all about magnetizing things to you. If you want to magnetize things to you, you show up fully as you. You say whatever the hell you want, and your people will be drawn to you. Same goes for your marketing, right? Do what you feel called to do. Show up how you feel called. That is always enough, right? So follow those nudges, right? They are calling you. Do your thing, right? Do you. Don't let anyone else tell you that this is the way to build your business. When you know your business is blowing up, and that's, you know, when you align with your business and you align with growing and calling in clients, calling in more money, whatever you're doing, when you align with it and you release resistance, then all your intuition and guidance is leading you forward, right? So clean up any resistance, clean up any of the resistance stories that are telling you that you can't have it. And when you do, you just show up however you feel pulled. So I hope that's been helpful. I've got to go, but it was nice to come in here and chat to you all. Any questions, pop them in the comments below, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye, lovely ladies.